I wanted to do this T-Mobile home internet testing to start off the year and give you guys an update on my experience. So the footage that you're going to see is roughly around 10 minutes, and it's a loop of testing, just constant speed testing. And why I think this was such a great test, because you're going to see in real time fluctuation of speed on this testing. And I know some of you that are out there that may be new to this video have seen that while running speed tests, you notice a fluctuation in the speed. And you may ask yourself, why is this happening? You guys got to remember, some people are still very basic knowledge in terms of the how internet works and how this product works. And it's all from the average consumer. They're used to having a hardwired connection. And 9 times out of 10, a hardwired connection usually gives you a consistent speed. There's not much fluctuation. But that does change now with fixed wireless and this coming off of the wireless network. For one, the reason it does change with T-Mobile is because they give priority to the wireless customer. So if there's volume in the core from wireless users that are using it, and there might be a bit of congestion, you will see a fluctuation in speed. And you will see it here on this testing. You'll see at the beginning, it's consistent. It's about 130, 150, 160. That's not much of a fluctuation. But then you will see it go down to 70, down to 80. So that's the fluctuation that you'll see. Now, of course, using the product, you're not going to always consistently run speed testing. So from a user experience, you're not going to notice that fluctuation. While you're watching 4K, 1080p live TV games, football games, you're not going to notice that fluctuation unless the fluctuation is low enough to cause buffering, degradation of quality, or pixelation, which is the same thing. So that's when the user notices, is when they have a buffering or drop in quality. You will notice that. But right now, T-Mobile has enough capacity in the core to where, even though they give priority to wireless customers, once they get off the network, it can rebound fairly quickly, and you'll see that. So there's a bit of a drop. So it looks like the other user, the wireless user, did what they needed to do, or they were moving throughout the core. I do live fairly close to a highway. So there might have been like a bunch that drove by that got into the core, and then once they left, it quickly rebounded. So what do I have to say to start off the year? So I'm almost a year in. I'm almost at my 1-year anniversary. I've had this product since it first started in beta early on, and it was a nightmare from the beginning. I've said it in previous videos. If you've seen those videos, it was a nightmare. It was constant buffering. I had lag on gaming. The first unit that I received was overheating. It was just a mess from the beginning. I had to swap out my units. Then I had to go through several software updates. And then the latest update, 1609, finally, it became a stable experience for the last 4 cycles. I've had over terabytes of usage, no problem, none. Even with the fluctuation that you're going to see in this loop of testing, there has been no issues in terms of the user experience. If I watch a 2-hour 4K video, it's 4K for those 2 hours. There's no degradation in speed. There's no buffering whatsoever. And I've tested this consistently. I had to make sure that this could be a replacement for the consumer. Whether you're at a service that you're currently using that's of slower speed, you want faster speeds, maybe you're paying too much, maybe you want something with a lower latency, which, as you can see, the ping times are also fluctuating, but it peaks 20, 25, but mostly I get 11, 12, 13 millisecond pings, which is very good for gaming. The service that I used prior was AT&T Uverse. So to kind of give you just a brief backstory, ping times on Uverse 50, nothing lower, 50. Speeds, 50 down, 10 up. As you can see, even as the speeds fluctuate and there's somewhat of a priority for the wireless users, I still get almost 2 times the speed that I did with AT&T Uverse. On both downlink, and I also get faster speeds on the uplink. And the uplink is more consistent than anything on this experience that I've noticed over this last 12 months almost. Uplink is usually very consistent. I don't see such a priority fluctuation on uplink for the most part. But as you can see, the drop off just happened. I saw it go from 70, then 85, and now we're back to 130. So there's enough capacity in the core from what I'm seeing to consistently stream what I need to stream, my live content, my gaming. It handles it very well. One thing for El Paso that I got to point out, we are still at 40 megahertz on N41. So there's still room to grow the speeds on that front. It can still go to 60. I think contiguously 80 is where it tops out. Then they have to use carrier aggregation to get the bandwidth higher on that 2.5. Or, of course, they reach agreements with the parties that have the spectrum to make it contiguous. They could do that too. They don't own the entire spectrum in this market, so there's still some spectrum to buy in auction 108 for this market. Of course, until it's official, I can speculate that they're going to buy it, but who knows right now? We don't know. It's a wait and see approach. We don't even know the date or time when that spectrum auction will go up because the FCC has not yet announced anything. So from that standpoint, for you guys that are contemplating, maybe you want to switch, maybe you're paying too much, I want to say that if you are in a fiber environment, if you use a fiber service, unless it's ridiculously expensive, I've heard Cox charges like $150, and that's a package of getting the fiber speed and unlimited. You got to pay extra to get unlimited. If you're in a scenario like that and you want to try this out to save money, I mean, go for it. There's other markets that are getting much faster speeds than I am. I've seen people on this home internet product that are getting 300, 400, 500 megabits a second during peak times. And that's with already 80 to 100 megahertz on air. So they're having a much even better experience because even with the fluctuation, because of them giving priority to the wireless user, you may go from 500 to 460 or whatever. So you have a lot more leeway than I do right now. There could be a point in time in the future. I don't know. That's why I keep updating you guys, and that's why I make these videos. There could be a point in time in the future where there's more users of the home internet in my area, and it could potentially slow down, significantly. But I don't think T-Mobile is going to allow that to happen. I'm hearing on the back end that there is a certain percentage of utilization of the backhaul. If they get to a certain percentage, the portal closes. You can no longer in that neighborhood sign up for home internet until T-Mobile makes adjustments. Either they add more spectrum, they up the backhaul, they add small cells, whatever they do for that neighborhood, the portal is closed. That's what I'm hearing. And that's great because T-Mobile wants to give the user that uses the product a experience to where they don't churn at a high rate. That's very important. We recently got numbers. They have 646,000 total users now on home internet. With that expected to grow, if they want to hit 7 to 8 million by 2025 per the guidance, they have to do about 2 million a year, roughly 1 to 2 million. So that means the demand, and they already did almost 46,000 customers more than they guided for the last year. They wanted to do 500,000, they crushed it. And I'm sure that the demand is still high. The demand is peaking. So the video is about to run out, so I don't want it to end all weird and just stop. But it's going to end. I hope you guys got some info. I will do another update throughout the year as this goes by. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.